What is going on, everybody? It is Jay here. And excuse me for 1 second. Hi, Tallulah. Isn't she adorable? It has been a while since I have done a long form video, but I am back because it was a few weeks ago that I actually did hit a 315 bench. Feels good. Definitely some sense of accomplishment here, as this had been a goal for a while. I want to say this was just under 3 years, which, you know, all things considered, right? I mean, I get maybe like 45 minutes to an hour in the gym on a daily basis, right? A lot to do. Life is definitely life, and what I will say is things are going well, but I have definitely been very busy. So, you know, but definitely, you know, stayed motivated, kept the eye on the prize. And we'll get into, you know, I guess the question is, what is the next goal? What am I gonna, you know, strive to hit next? But you know, definitely have that sense of accomplishment there. And to be honest, like, I felt like there's more in the tank. You can see from the rep there, I probably have 320 or 325 if I were to attempt that next. But you know, I also don't want to like go you know, too hard, right? Because I do get some shoulder pain here and there when I've been going too hard, so always an effort not to injure myself. I also, as far as bench press goes, I haven't used anything in terms of like wrist straps or elbow guards or anything like that. So you know, I'm wondering if I were to get any of that stuff, if there's any, you know, any potential left, right? So I guess the question at this point is like, hey, do I keep going and like aim for 350 as the next goal, right? You know, and I'm going to talk a little bit about in this video about how you know, what training methods I use to get to 315, which, you know, definitely considering, you know, how scrawny of a teenager I was, right? Definitely feels like a big accomplishment. Hey, I know there's plenty of you out there who are putting up, you know, 405 and beyond. So that is just amazing stuff. But I feel pretty satisfied here right now at 315. So I will just take this moment and say mission accomplished. So, what training methods did I use to reach 315? Well, this is going to disappoint some of you out there, but there were no macros or like exact percentage progressions. I mean, I guess like if you were to take, you know, the rep ranges I was doing, it might follow some kind of plan. But basically, like here, for example, is me hitting 275 for 6 reps. Now, once I hit that, I kind of knew that like 315 was in the bag. Also, too, like when I hit 225 for 15. So basically, there were days where I would go I'd mix like going really heavy, right? Like 275 for like 4 sets of 3 or 4 sets of 4. 225, you know, I worked my way up to being able to do 3 sets of 10. You know, all these things, right? You know, you get a little bit and a little bit stronger. I worked in overhead press workouts too to work on shoulder strength. You know, sometimes I'd do like 135 for 10. Other days, you know, I'd be doing like 175 or 185 for 5, right? 185 for 5 is my PR on standing overhead press, which I think builds a lot of shoulder strength. I also did like skull crushers for triceps, tricep pushdowns, because being able to lock it out relies heavily on the triceps. So the training was a little bit chaotic. And I will say too, that also makes me think there's a little bit of, you know, a little bit left on the table there, just because, you know, I didn't follow any kind of like rigid training plan. So those are just some of the methods I use to get where I gotta go. Oh yeah, and of course incline and decline, like different accessories for the chest as well. I thought were instrumental in working my way up to 315. And guys, when I say all rep ranges, I mean all rep ranges. Okay, I've done like 290 for 3, and when I hit that, I kind of knew 315 would be in the bag, right? But I also work out with a close friend. You know, I got some workouts from him. For example, a reliable one that we always use was, hey, you're gonna do a weight that you can do for 5 sets of 5 reps, and then when you're able to hit that successfully, move it up 5 pounds. So for example, for me, I usually do 250 to 255 for 5 sets of 5, right? And usually by the 5th set, I'm failing around like the 5th rep. The 5th rep is very difficult. It is an absolute grind to get it up. Like just the other day, I went to the gym with him and I attempted to do 260 for 5 sets of 5, and I failed it on the 5th rep of the last set. And it's not all about just doing heavy weight all the time. This right here is 135 for as many reps as possible. As you can see here, I'm going to end up with 40 reps. This is absolutely brutal. My chest, my arms, all of it was on fire and I was absolutely out of breath. It's almost like doing cardio, but I just feel like it builds such great endurance that, like, doing the heavier weights actually becomes a little easier. So definitely contributes to hypertrophy. I know they say that like high rep ranges are more so for getting cut than they are for like increasing a bench max or adding mass, or adding mass, I should say. But I don't know. I really like it. But damn, this was a brutal one. So to conclude, it feels good to hit a goal that I have been chasing for a while. But I guess the $1 million question is, what's next? Where do we go from here? Do I want to keep doing the methods I've been doing and see if I can get to 350? I think that would be a pretty impressive max for a guy who's under 200 pounds, in his mid 30s, and and natty. So we'll see. I guess another video for another day might be around nutrition. And to be honest, guys, I have not counted a single calorie. Um, I do nothing more really than drink like a protein shake. Most mornings before I go to the gym, I'll drink a protein shake. I think we posted a video on how to make it. Bananas, honey, peanut butter, some almonds, and a couple of scoops of protein with some milk, a little ice to keep it from congealing. Right, it is very delicious. I have to say that's one of my favorite protein shake recipes. Um, or do I just want to focus on, lose a little weight and get back below 15% body fat? I mean, I haven't had abs since I was in my 20s. So, that's another option too, right? Go back to focusing more on cardio. Cardio is really where I started, guys. I mean, in high school, I was a sub 5 minute mile runner, and it just feels good to be in good cardiovascular shape. When you do a lot of running, you have that low resting heart rate, which is good for like blood pressure and things like that. So I don't know. That remains yet to be seen. I'm not really sure what my next goal will be. I mean, I've been doing cardio the whole time, just not like I used to, right? Like maybe like, 2, 3 miles here and there, where I used to run religiously 5 miles at least in a day, right? And not always about the mileage you put into. Sometimes it was done at a certain pace. Sometimes we did track workouts, all kinds of things. So I'm not sure if that's what I want to go back to, or if I just want to keep, driving for strength goals. Oh, another one that I definitely would like to hit is a 225 overhead press, because you guys actually voted. I took a vote on the channel. You guys said I should attempt for a 215. I did get it, and I kind of felt like I was going to get it, and I actually feel like I might even be able to get 220. Now, if I could get the 2 plate overhead press, I need to lose a couple of pounds, right? Because when I hit 315, I will disclose to you, I'm back over 190 now. I think I'm 191 at the moment. So still under 200, which still, I guess, putting up 315 under 200 is pretty decent. But I have been reading just, on certain levels for their weights, right? And putting up a 225 overhead press at under 200 pounds would actually be considered even beyond advanced. That is actually almost elite. So I think that would be pretty cool to have a lift that I could say is elite, right? If I were at 185 and could put up 225 for an overhead press. So I think I'm going to keep training for that one for sure. So but yeah, guys, just wanted to update everybody. I know it's been a long time since I've been able to do like a long form video. Life has definitely been lifing, but things are generally going in a good direction, so I'm happy about that. I feel like we have a lot of things to discuss. I just haven't had, I really just can't make YouTube a priority, so I go a little while without posting long form content. You will have to forgive me for that one. But I will stream again soon. The second part of the new Shantae game. The my playthrough is as far as I've gotten. I actually have not played it again since doing the stream, so didn't forget that. We will make time to do that soon. But other than that, guys, keep keep hitting your goals in the gym. Look at it, whatever those goals are, whether there are fitness goals, financial goals, right? Like working on your stock portfolio, right? Working on your 401k, whatever that may be, right? Finding out what it takes to get to that next level. I think just not stopping and taking actions to move in a positive direction are always going to put you in a good place. But anyway, I feel a sense of accomplishment. Feels good. I'm going to decide soon what my next fitness goals will be, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.